Hey, Jessica. It's been a hot minute. Have you been?
Barbara, hi, it's so nice to hear from you. I'm doing great. What's up? It's really been a while since we last talked. How have things been since you and Mark got married?
Well, great for the most part at least. I was pretty much made for married life. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about our class reunion. I heard from the girl who's organizing it that you'll be there, too. I can give you a ride if you want. I mean, the party's in the city and we both live in Naperville, so we might as well, you know?
Sure, sounds good. Do you know where to pick me up? Let's leave a little early so we can be sure to beat the evening traffic.
How about we stop somewhere for coffee before we go? It's been forever since we last hung out. We're pretty much the only two people in our friend group who've gotten so far. We should spend some time talking about married life, just the two of us. It'd be better than doing that at the reunion.
Why? I mean, aren't we all going to be catching up on our lives together anyway?
Well, I guess you haven't heard, but it's like I said. Out of everyone in our friend group, only you and I have gotten married so far. They're all pushing 30 and still single AF. I doubt they'll be able to relate to us much.
Well, you know how it is. You're not ready until you're ready. They've got plenty of time left. Plus, they've all got jobs and hobbies that they're busy with. Sharon travels so much, it seems like she's in a different country every week, and Emma's been working toward opening her own boutique.
It's not like they have anything better to do. I mean, if they don't get married by 30, they probably never will.
Would that be a problem or something?
Look, here's what I'm trying to say. There's just some stuff you can't talk about in front of some people. So let's just meet up, do a little pre-gaming, and get it all out of our systems before we go. I just need to vent about my husband a little. I bet you got plenty you want to get off your chest, too. I know this cute little cafe that we could hit up that's right on the way.
Oh, sorry, Barbara. I don't think that's gonna work for me. I have to work that day, and I don't think I'll have any extra time before the reunion.
So what? I mean, can't you just leave early? Your husband works too, and you've probably got some PTO saved up, right?
Yeah, but there's this huge project we're working on that we need to finish by the end of the week. I've got to make sure we don't fall behind. So I think I'm just gonna head straight from work to the reunion.
Oh, come on. Don't be so boring. Why take work so seriously when you can just fall back on your husband's income anyway?
Is there something wrong with me taking my job seriously? My job is just as important as his. Why wouldn't it be?
Sure, lots of people feel that way. But we all know that men still make all the real money, and I bet you're doing most of the housework, you know what I mean? So what's the point of taking your job so seriously when you're probably pulling more of the weight at home? Don't tell me you've got some useless husband who makes you earn all the money too.
I never said that.
Sorry, Jessica. I think it'd be best if we didn't go to the reunion together after all. No offense, but if people see me hanging out with someone who's married to a loser, they might think I decided to marry someone just as pathetic.
You just called my husband a loser when you've never even met him. Do you really think that's a normal thing to do? My husband is fantastic. I don't think you'd talk about him like that if you actually knew him. And he's proud of me and the work I do.
Sure, whatever. Just keep making excuses for his lazy butt. If he had a better job, you'd actually be able to have a life outside yours. Sucks that you guys wouldn't be able to make ends meet without your income.
Literally, what is your problem?
If you're that poor, Why are you even going to the reunion? You did say you have work that day. You could just work late and get some overtime pay instead. Don't worry about telling everyone that you aren't coming. I'll take care of it myself. Have fun working your butt off while the rest of us party harder than we did at senior prom.
3 days later.
Hey, boss. How are you doing? You said you have your high school reunion coming up this weekend, right? Didn't you say that you went to Central High School?
That's right. You got a great memory.
It turns out my wife is going to her high school reunion this weekend, too. It's a pretty big coincidence if your reunions just happen to be on the same day, so I couldn't help but wonder if maybe it was the same one. You're the same age as my wife after all.
Wow, really? That would mean your wife and I both graduated the same year.
Exactly. My wife's name is Barbara. You wouldn't happen to be friends with her, would you? Her maiden name was Anna. Now that I think about it, she was in the swim club in high school and I know you go swimming every weekend.
No way, you're kidding me. Barbara is your wife. Yeah, we were on the swim team together. I was just talking to her about the reunion. Wow. Talk about a wild coincidence.
All this time, my wife and my boss have been old high school friends, and here I had no idea.
Wow, it really is a small world, isn't it?
Hey, would you mind keeping all this secret from my wife? I get that this might sound a little weird, but to be honest, I don't want her to know that you're my supervisor.
It's fine, but why not?
I hate to bring up my personal life, but the truth is Barbara and I have been having a lot of fights lately. She keeps saying that I'm not getting promoted quickly enough and that my bonuses are too small. Lately, she's been giving me hell about every day. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells every time my job comes up.
Oh God, I'm really sorry to hear that.
So if she finds out that one of her own classmates is my boss, it's only gonna make her more insecure. She'd hate it if she knew that someone she went to high school with is making more money than me. It'd only stir up more drama between us.
Yeah, I get that. I won't say a thing.
You'll only be at the office in the morning on the day of the reunion, right? I'll take care of things while you're gone, so you go enjoy yourself as much as you want. I don't have anything going on that Saturday, so I'll pick up the slack for you.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. You won't have to worry about a single thing while you're gone. Just please don't tell my wife you're my supervisor.
More moments later.
Hey, what the actual hell? Why did you just chuck a whole can of beer at me? And why are you trying to shut me out of the venue?
'Cause you don't belong here, obviously. What else was I supposed to do? Your presence would have killed the vibe of the whole reunion. Just go home already, before you ruin things for everyone else. Don't make me come out there and throw another beer at you.
Why would me being there kill the vibe? Whatever you're trying to say, I'm not following.
A high school reunion is supposed to be a chance for old friends to get together and have a good time. And how is anyone supposed to do that with your pathetic, broke but hanging around? We can't party our hearts out if everyone's worried about not spending too much at the bar just so that you won't feel bad.
Exactly how am I broken, pathetic? I've got plenty of money. Like, where did you even get that idea from?
Yeah, you would say that. I don't think I believe you, though. You're probably just embarrassed about the truth. You might make a decent amount of money, but we both know you're using it all to support your lazy husband.
WTH?
See, I made sure to pick a man who has his stuff together. Life is good when you do. I don't have to waste my life slaving away in some boring job. I just take care of the house all day and stream all the shows I want. And when I don't feel like doing that, I I have a maid who comes over to do it instead. Basically, I can do whatever I want whenever I want.
Well, good for you. I'm sure being a housewife is very nice.
See, the way you act like it's some kind of big deal just shows that you really are out of touch with how the world works. Anyone who knows a decent man when they see one can live the same life I'm living right now. It's really not that complicated. It's actually pretty sad that you have to work the way you do even though you're married. To be honest, I think all of our single friends have it better than you do. Why even come to their union if you can't pay the same entry fee as the rest of us? Don't you have even a little bit of shame?
I still don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was looking at the attendance sheet. And according to the organizer, you're the only one they decided to waive the entry fee for. Which means the rest of us are paying extra.
Oh, yeah, about that. There's actually a reason for it. I don't plan me for wondering though.
Just shut up already, you broke bum. You're in no place to be indulging in a high school reunion if you can't even afford to pay the entrance fee.
There you go again.
Your hair and clothes must be soaked with beer right now. Gross. Plus, I bet your makeup is all messed up now, too. You don't want everyone to see you like that, do you? I won't tell anyone about it, so just get out of here already before someone sees you. No one wants to see you looking like a slob while we're trying to enjoy ourselves. It'll ruin the whole mood.
Then why did you do this? You're blaming me for a situation you created. And you're complaining about it on top of that.
You're not in any place to criticize me when you aren't even paying to be here like the rest of us. Like, I can't believe how much of a moocher you turned out to be. You and your husband sound like you're made for each other. Just get out if you're all ready. You're making me sick, and you probably look bad enough already without me throwing up all over you. What did you even show up for in the first place? Did you really want to tell everyone about your loser husband that bad?
All right, if this is how you want to play, I'm just going to have to fire your husband.
What? How would you do that?
As of right now, your husband is officially unemployed. Now who's the one with nothing but a loser husband to tell everyone about? You should probably go home now too. Nobody's going to have a good time if they have to listen to you talk about your unemployed husband, right?
What are you talking about? I don't need to leave. And exactly how would you get my husband fired? What do you think you're some kind of mastermind now? Could you even get any crazier?
As a manager at my company, I actually do have a certain level of authority. And once I became a section manager, I did gain some say in HR matters. And since I'm Mark's manager, I can fire him whenever I want.
The hell? Okay, you got a lot to explain here. How the hell do you know my husband's name?
I don't get why you're acting confused when I literally just explained it. I know his name because I'm his manager, obviously. You know. His boss? The person who oversees his work and keeps him employed?
Come on, I know you're making this up. You expect me to believe that you're a section manager at my husband's company? And you want me to believe you're my husband's boss on top of that.
So, I know how much money he makes too. He's a really hard worker and he's earned some pretty good bonuses lately, too. I'm sure he wouldn't have any trouble letting his wife stay at home so long as he's living a modest lifestyle. But I can't really picture him having enough left over to hire a housekeeper. At least if he did, he probably wouldn't have much to set aside for savings.
Well, look. About that.
Yeah. Okay, before I go home, there's just one more thing I think you should know. The reason I didn't pay the entrance fee isn't because I don't have the money to. It's because I'm letting our class use it for the reunion for a way lower price than we usually rent it out for. So, as thanks, the organizer decided I didn't have to pay the entrance fee.
Well, aren't you just full of surprises?
My company owns this event space, you know. If you go through all the right channels, they'll rent it out to employees at a huge discount. The food we're having tonight was also catered from a high-end Italian restaurant the company owns, so we got a discount on that, too. The organizer and I got to gather and made all of the decisions about what to order, too.
You even took care of the food?
Well, looks like it's time for me to head home, just like you asked. I'll let the organizer know, so you go ahead and enjoy yourself, Barbara. Here's hoping you have the time of your life tonight. Tell everyone I said hi.
1 hour later.
From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely apologize for my wife's behavior tonight. I don't know what got into her that would lead her to even think of throwing a beer at you. And then she even stopped you from entering the venue. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm deeply sorry for everything. Please, whatever you need right now, just let me know. I'll make this up to you no matter what it costs me. I'll pay for your dress to be replaced, or cleaned, or both. Anything and everything is on me. Send me as big of a bill as you want.
Zach, don't worry about it. None of this is your fault. The dry cleaning fee for a single piece of clothing is no big deal. I'll take care of it. It'd be way more trouble than it'd be worth to bill you for it.
But you must be really upset, right? After all, you have every right to be. My wife said that you told her that you're going to fire me. Is that true?
Oh yeah, about that. I'm sorry to make you worry, Zach. Barbara pissed me off and I just needed a way to get back at her. I hate to ask, but could you clean everything off your desk by the end of Monday?
Please. Is there anything I can do to make you change your mind?
A managerial position just opened at one of the other companies and I think you'd be a great fit for it. So we'd like you to leave our company and go work for them instead.
Wait, seriously?
I'm really sorry I broke my promise to keep this a secret from your wife. Now she knows I'm your boss. This might have a negative impact on your home life and that's on me. Honestly, I don't want to have anything else to do with her from here on out, so I think this will be for the best for all of us. So how about it? Would you like to be a manager at our other company?
Of course. This is the best news I've gotten in a long time. Here I thought I was getting fired, but actually you're basically giving me a promotion. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
I'm glad to hear it. I just know you'll do great things with this position.
Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful that you'd still offer me a promotion after how rude my wife was to you.
You'll be making a little more money with this new position, so hopefully you two will have less fights over your finances. You should be able to set aside money for savings and employ a housekeeper at the same time.
Why do you think I'd need to do that? I don't think we'll be needing a housekeeper since my wife stays at home. She takes care of the chores herself. Wait, you're her husband and you don't know what I'm talking about? She told me that she has a housekeeper due to cleaning sometimes so she can have more time to relax.
I'm sorry if this is the first you're hearing about it.
What the? Did she really say all that?
Yeah. To tell you the truth, I was a little shocked when she brought it up. Most people these days don't make enough money to have their partners stay at home, let alone employ a housekeeper at the same time. Like, talk about a luxurious way to live. You do pretty well for yourself, but I doubt your finances actually stretch that far.
It's a shock to me too. She never said anything about employing a housekeeper before. Barbara wanted to be a housewife, so I agreed. I thought we could afford it and that she'd be happier that way. Each time I get paid, I send the money to her account, and she gives me a little of what's left over from the usual expenses. I asked her to make sure we have enough for daily living expenses and our savings, but there's no way we're making enough to employ a housekeeper on top of it all.
Well, Mark, as your manager, I have one last piece of advice for you. If I were you, I'd check my savings account. And know that your wife should value you for more than just your ability to bring home a good paycheck. Don't let her push you around. You should check on your savings and how she's spending the money from time to time.
Right. That's a good idea. I'm going to go check my account right now. Thank you so much for the promotion and the words of advice. I promise I'll pay you back for everything someday. For now, I'd better go. Talk to you soon.
Hey, don't worry about it. Just don't forget to check on your money.
I will. But please, whatever you do, don't tell my wife about the promotion. I'd really appreciate it if you could keep it a secret at this time. It'll give me something to confront her with if she thinks I'm getting fired. I need to drive home the gravity of the situation somehow. I'm thrilled about the new position, but let's just keep it between the two of us for now.
Sure, no problem. She won't hear a thing. My lips are completely sealed.
The next day.
You sure did run your mouth at my husband. Now he knows that there's nothing in our savings account.
You've got nothing in your savings account? It's actually completely empty? Yeah, that's what I just said.
Why else do you think I'd keep the housekeeper a secret from him? Just been giving him $300 a month and using the rest however I want. And now thanks to you, he knows everything.
That's pretty messed up, don't you think? You only let your husband have $300 a month while you lived in luxury? For the fact that he's making all the money, you're being pretty greedy with it?
I'm a housewife. How do you think I'm supposed to live? My husband is supposed to work to support me. I use the money how I see fit and he receives my gratitude in return. That's the kind of life we decided we wanted.
You're grateful for what he does. That's a pretty audacious thing to say. What kind of thanks is it to completely betray someone's trust? He's living in misery just to make you happy. Like, this isn't even just being greedy on your part. What you're doing is basically financial abuse.
He's not miserable. He was perfectly happy until you came along and ruined everything. Now he's super pissed off at me because he knows we don't have any savings. And since I guess that's not enough for you, you really are gonna fire him, aren't you, you crazy witch? I really can't believe you'd go there. Like, who do you think you are? What kind of a person fires someone just to get back at their wife? That's definitely illegal.
No it's not. Zach seemed pretty happy about it to me.
Who gives a crap how he feels about it? You think I, his wife, am just gonna stand by and accept this? I'm taking everything you said straight to the CEO. And then it'll be all over for you, too.
You think?
Don't go acting so high and mighty when you're just some dumb manager. You're just some bottom-of-the-food chain worker just like my husband is. The people above you on the ladder don't give a damn about anything you have to say.
Sure, that's not untrue.
So I'm going right to the person who has all the power and telling them exactly what you've done. When he finds out that one of his managers fired an employee for personal reasons, he'll call it an illegal dismissal, and you'll be tossed out like yesterday's trash.
Oh no.
And you just had to go and leave the reunion. Don't you realize I was just mad? I wasn't actually trying to make you leave. Now all of her friends are mad at me. And my husband is getting fired.
Ugh.
Things couldn't suck anymore if they tried. I'm gonna make you pay for all of this. No matter what. I hope you die of shame.
Sure, go right ahead. But that's my husband you'll be talking to, so I'd appreciate it if you tried not to act too weird.
Your husband? Why would I talk to him?
I'd be pretty embarrassed if he thought I was friends with some weirdo in high school. I'm afraid he'd think less of me. So please at least try to act professional, okay? You do want him to take you seriously, right?
You're kidding me, right? You can't be serious. You said that I'd be talking to your husband. No way. That would mean. So that means the CEO of the company. The CEO of my husband's company is your husband?
Yep, that's correct. I work at my husband's company.
God damn you, Jessica. Why did you just drop a bombshell on me? Why didn't you mention that before? Nobody else ever told me about it either. I knew you were married, but I didn't hear anything about your husband being a CEO. None of her friends ever said anything about that. My husband never brought it up, either.
It's not like you need to tell everyone everything when you get married. There's no reason for me to talk about my husband's job or where he works if I don't feel like it. I don't see why Mark would go around telling you everything about his boss's family, either.
But it's a huge deal. Most people would go bragging to everyone they know about something like that.
You might, yeah, but I like to keep my personal life to myself most of the time. And before you go jumping to conclusions again, I'm just gonna put this out there. I didn't become a manager because I married the CEO. I worked my butt off to become a manager way before I even met him. One thing led to another and we met, fell in love, and ended up getting married.
I don't believe that. Do you really think that sounds believable? I thought you were just married to some loser guy. That this idiot I knew from high school was working all the time to support her stupid lazy husband. That you had the worst taste and meant imaginable. But you're saying that you actually married to the CEO. That's... I just don't believe it. There's no way you're doing better in life than I am. Damn it, no. It's all true, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense, but it's true.
I don't see it that way. If you ask me, we're both doing just the best that we can. Nothing else really matters. I think you'd be a lot happier if you learned to stop looking down on others. Life isn't a competition. And just to keep it real with you, you'd better start trying to make those changes soon before your husband divorces you.
You think he's going to divorce me? Where the hell did you get that idea? Don't tell me Mark said something about that.
He didn't, but I'd be seriously considering it if I were in his position. Even though he left you in charge of his finances, you didn't put any money into your savings account like he asked. You just threw it away however you wanted instead. And even then, you still got angry with him for not getting promoted quickly enough for the size of his bonuses? And on top of all that, your behavior has had a negative impact on his career too. Most people wouldn't even consider staying married after all that.
I know. Did you have to bring that up? I don't even want to think about it. My whole life would be over if he divorced me right now. I don't think I could go on living.
I doubt that. You'll figure things out. Well, I need to go. Work's really busy right now. Bye. A while later, I heard that Mark and Barbara actually did get a divorce. She completely lost it when he handed her the papers and went around asking each of her friends to help her think of a way to keep Mark from leaving. But they all just told her that they don't care what happens to her since she made fun of them for being single. It sounds like they all hate her now. I can't really blame them. I hope I never see her again either. Apparently, they got mad at her for chasing me away from the reunion and she lost her temper with them. She told them that they don't have any right to say anything to her when they can't even get husbands. So they all cut her off after that. The divorce went smoothly for Mark, but I heard that Barbara had to seek psychological help to cope with it. In the end, Barbara ended up moving back in with her parents. I heard she's been looking for a job. As for Mark, he became a branch manager at the other company, just like we discussed. Maybe it has something to do with being given a fresh start, but from what I've heard, he's been doing better work than ever at his new job.